Hey, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. Hit subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss a video, and if this one helps you out, a like genuinely goes a long way for us. Let's get into it. We have now covered baking soda, white vinegar, lemon juice, salt, toothpaste, olive oil, and rubbing alcohol in this series. Every single one of them had a range of uses that most people had no idea about. Today's item might be the one with the biggest gap between what people think it does and what it is actually capable of. Hydrogen peroxide. The brown bottle most households have sitting in a medicine cabinet getting used once a year when someone scrapes their knee. A standard bottle of 3% hydrogen peroxide from any pharmacy costs around $1 to $2. 15 uses, what each one replaces, and the annual savings at the end. One important note before we start. Everything in this video refers to 3% hydrogen peroxide, the standard concentration sold in brown bottles at pharmacies and grocery stores. Higher concentrations exist for industrial and professional applications and are not appropriate for household use at the concentrations discussed here. 3% is what you want and what is being referenced throughout. Quick note on why hydrogen peroxide works for so many things. It is a powerful oxidizing agent, meaning it releases oxygen when it contacts organic matter, bacteria, mold, and many types of staining. That oxygen release is what creates the fizzing you see when it contacts a wound, and it is the mechanism behind most of its cleaning, sanitizing, and whitening applications. It breaks down into water and oxygen after use, leaving no chemical residue, which makes it one of the safer cleaning agents for surfaces that contact food or skin. Number 1. Grout Whitener. Pour 3% hydrogen peroxide directly onto grout lines in tile floors or bathroom walls, or apply it with a spray bottle and leave it for 10 to 15 minutes without rinsing. The oxidizing action breaks down the organic staining compounds embedded in porous grout and lifts them from the surface. Scrub with an old toothbrush after the contact time and rinse clean. For heavily stained grout, make a paste with hydrogen peroxide and baking soda. Apply it to the grout lines, leave for 20 minutes, then scrub. Grout that has looked permanently gray or brown for years often comes up dramatically brighter with this treatment. Replaces specialty grout whiteners, grout cleaners, and grout pens at $6 to $15 per product. Number 2. Mold and mildew killer. Spray undiluted 3% hydrogen peroxide directly onto mold or mildew on bathroom tiles, shower caulk, window frames, ceiling corners, and similar surfaces. Leave it for 10 minutes without wiping. The contact time is essential for the oxidizing action to penetrate and kill the mold at the root, rather than just removing the surface appearance. Scrub and wipe clean after the contact time. Unlike some commercial mold sprays, hydrogen peroxide leaves no toxic residue and produces no harmful fumes during application, making it safe to use in enclosed spaces like bathrooms without ventilation concerns. Replaces mold and mildew spray treatments at $8 to $15 per bottle. Number 3. Produce wash. Fill a bowl or your kitchen sink with cold water and add a quarter cup of 3% hydrogen peroxide. Soak fruit and vegetables for 10 to 15 minutes, then rinse thoroughly with cold water. The hydrogen peroxide kills surface bacteria and breaks down pesticide residue on the skin of produce more effectively than plain water. It is particularly useful for produce with textured surfaces, berries, leafy greens, grapes, and root vegetables, where residue sits in crevices that water alone cannot fully reach. Rinse thoroughly after soaking to remove all traces of the solution before eating or cooking. Replaces specialty produce wash sprays at $4 to $8 per bottle. Number 4. Laundry whitener for whites. Add half a cup of 3% hydrogen peroxide to the bleach compartment of your washing machine when washing white fabrics, or pour it directly into the drum at the start of the cycle. The oxidizing action lifts yellowing, brightens fabric fibers, and removes organic staining in a way that is gentler on fabric than chlorine bleach while delivering similar whitening results over time. It is safe for most white fabrics including cotton, linen, and blends that advise against chlorine bleach, and it breaks down completely in the wash water without the fabric weakening effects that repeated bleach use produces. Replaces chlorine bleach and color-safe bleach whitening additives at $5 to $10 per bottle. Number 5. Toilet bowl cleaner. Pour half a cup of 3% hydrogen peroxide into the toilet bowl and leave it for 30 minutes before scrubbing with a toilet brush and flushing. The peroxide disinfects the bowl surface, kills bacteria including those under the rim, and breaks down light mineral staining and organic buildup. For stubborn staining, sprinkle baking soda into the bowl after adding the hydrogen peroxide and allow the fizzing reaction to work on the staining before scrubbing. The combination is more effective on stains than either product alone. Replaces toilet bowl cleaning tablets, bleach-based toilet cleaners, and disinfecting rim blocks at $5 to $10 per product per year. Number 6. Cutting board sanitizer. Spray 3% hydrogen peroxide generously over the surface of a wooden or plastic cutting board after washing, leave it for 10 minutes, then rinse thoroughly. The peroxide kills bacteria, including Salmonella and E. coli, that can become embedded in the surface of cutting boards, particularly wooden boards that have developed scoring from knife use. For a more powerful sanitizing effect, spray vinegar on the board first, let it sit briefly, then spray the hydrogen peroxide on top. The two products together are more effective at killing bacteria than either one alone and are both food safe after rinsing. Replaces cutting board sanitizing sprays and specialty antibacterial kitchen cleaners at $5 to $10 per product. Number 7. Toothbrush sanitizer. Pour a small amount of 3% hydrogen peroxide into a cup, submerge the head of your toothbrush, and leave it for 5 to 10 minutes before rinsing the brush thoroughly with water. Toothbrush bristles harbor bacteria, fungal spores, and viruses picked up from the mouth, the bathroom environment, and airborne particles, particularly in bathrooms where toilets are flushed without the lid closed. Sanitizing your toothbrush weekly with hydrogen peroxide reduces this buildup without damaging the bristles the way boiling water or UV sanitizing devices do over time. Replaces UV toothbrush sanitizers at $15 to $30 per device and disposable toothbrush sanitizing products. Number 8. Mirror and glass cleaner. Pour 3% hydrogen peroxide into a spray bottle and spray directly onto mirrors, glass surfaces, and windows. Wipe with a microfiber cloth for a streak-free finish. The peroxide dissolves the oil and mineral residue that causes streaking on glass without leaving the soapy film that standard glass cleaners sometimes produce when not fully wiped away. It dries cleanly and leaves glass surfaces genuinely clear rather than hazy. Use it on bathroom mirrors, kitchen splashbacks, windows, and glass shelving. Replaces glass and mirror cleaning sprays at $3 to $6 per bottle. Number 9. Blood stain remover. Apply 3% hydrogen peroxide directly to a fresh or dried blood stain on fabric or carpet immediately before attempting any other treatment. Pour it on, allow the fizzing reaction to work for a few minutes as the peroxide reacts with the proteins in the blood, then blot with a clean cloth, do not rub, rinse with cold water, and repeat if needed. For dried blood stains, the peroxide may need several applications with blotting between each. Always use cold water rather than warm or hot, as heat sets blood stains permanently in fabric fibers. This is one of the most reliable blood stain removal methods available and works on most fabric types. Replaces specialty stain removers, enzymatic cleaners, and pre-treatment products at $5 to $10 per bottle. Number 10. Acne and blemish spot treatment. Apply a small amount of 3% hydrogen peroxide to a cotton swab and dab it directly onto a surface blemish, leaving it for 2 to 3 minutes before rinsing. The antimicrobial properties of the peroxide kill the surface bacteria contributing to the blemish, and the mild oxidizing action reduces redness and inflammation. Use this on individual spots rather than applying it broadly across the face. Hydrogen peroxide is strong enough to cause dryness and irritation with repeated broad application. As an occasional spot treatment on specific blemishes, it is effective and significantly cheaper than most dedicated spot treatment products. Replaces acne spot treatments and blemish gels at $6 to $15 per product. Number 11. Plant fungus and fungus gnat treatment. Mix 1 part 3% hydrogen peroxide with 3 parts water in a spray bottle. Spray the soil surface of houseplants affected by fungus gnats, which lay their eggs in moist soil, or spray the leaves of plants showing signs of powdery mildew or other surface fungal infections. The peroxide kills gnat larvae in the soil and fungal spores on leaf surfaces without harming the plant when used at this dilution. Repeat every few days until the problem resolves. This is one of the few effective treatments for fungus gnats that does not require specialist insecticides and is completely safe to use on edible plants. Replaces insecticidal soil drenches, fungus gnat killer products, and fungal spray treatments at $8 to $15 per product. Number 12. Lunchbox and food container deodorizer. Spray the inside of plastic food containers, lunchboxes, water bottles, and thermos flasks with 3% hydrogen peroxide, leave for 5 to 10 minutes, then rinse thoroughly. Plastic food containers absorb odors from strong-smelling foods over time, particularly from garlic, onions, fish, and fermented foods in a way that dishwasher washing alone does not fully remove. The peroxide oxidizes the odor compounds embedded in the plastic surface and eliminates them rather than masking them. Rinse very thoroughly after treatment to ensure no residue remains before the container contacts food again. Replaces container deodorizing tablets, specialty cleaning products, and the need to replace odor-saturated containers prematurely. Number 13. Humidifier cleaner. Add a 1/4 cup of 3% hydrogen peroxide to the water tank of a humidifier, fill the rest with clean water, and run the humidifier in a ventilated room for a cycle. Alternatively, empty the tank and spray the interior with hydrogen peroxide, leave for 30 minutes, then rinse thoroughly before refilling. Humidifier water tanks are one of the most frequently neglected breeding grounds for mold, bacteria, and mineral buildup in a home. The warm, moist, dark interior is a near-perfect environment for microbial growth, which then gets dispersed into the air of the room the humidifier is supposed to be improving. Regular hydrogen peroxide treatment prevents this buildup and extends the life of the humidifier. Replaces humidifier cleaning tablets, descaling products, and specialty humidifier cleaning solutions at $8 to $20 per product per year. Number 14, underarm odor neutralizer. Spray a small amount of 3% hydrogen peroxide on clean underarm skin and allow it to dry completely, which takes around 30 seconds before applying your regular deodorant. The peroxide kills the bacteria on the skin surface that metabolize sweat and produce body odor, which means your deodorant is working on a clean surface rather than on top of existing bacterial populations. This is particularly useful after exercise, during hot weather, or for people who find standard deodorant ineffective by itself. The peroxide is completely safe on intact skin at this concentration and leaves no residue after drying. Replaces specialty odor neutralizing sprays, clinical strength deodorant products, and probiotic deodorant pre-treatments at $8 to $20 per product. Number 15, seed germination booster. Soak seeds in a solution of 1 part 3% hydrogen peroxide to 11 parts water for 30 minutes before planting. The peroxide softens the outer seed coat, which helps moisture penetrate to the embryo more easily, and kills surface mold and fungal spores that can cause seeds to rot in soil before they germinate. Studies on hydrogen peroxide pre-soaking have consistently shown improved germination rates and faster germination times compared to seeds soaked in plain water. Rinse seeds briefly after soaking before planting as normal. Replaces commercial seed starting treatments, antifungal seed coatings, and specialty germination products at $5 to $12 per product. Now for the annual savings. Conservative estimates based on realistic household use across these 15 applications. Grout cleaner, $24. Mold spray, $36. Produce wash, $36. Laundry whitener, $30. Toilet bowl cleaner, $24. Cutting board sanitizer, $20. Toothbrush sanitizer, $20. Glass cleaner, $24. Stain remover, $24. Spot treatment, $20. Plant fungus treatment, $15. Container deodorizer, $15. Humidifier cleaner, $20. Odor neutralizer spray, $15. Seed treatment, $12. Total, just over $320 a year. From a bottle that costs $1 to $2 and lasts months at the quantities used across all these applications. Drop a comment with which use you had never heard of before today. We read every single one, and if you want us to do petroleum jelly or coconut oil next in this series, let us know below. Hit the like button if this helped, subscribe and tap the bell if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one.